The love and hip-hop world just got flipped upside down, and Sierra isn't holding anything back. What started as a messy back and forth between her and young Jock has exploded into one of the most jaw-dropping moments we've ever seen on a live stream. Sierra went from throwing shade to dropping straight-up bombs. And when she pulled out that DNA test, the entire internet stopped to watch. This wasn't just petty drama. This was the kind of revelation that leaves careers, relationships, and reputations in shambles. Jock thought he could play it cool, laugh it off, and keep the truth under wraps. But Sierra had other plans. She didn't just clap back, she went nuclear. With thousands watching in real time. Every gasp, every awkward pause, and every flicker of emotion was caught on camera. And when the truth about that DNA test hit, you could literally hear the live chat explode. Jock's face said it all. Shock, denial, and then pure panic. This isn't just another love and hip-hop scandal. This is the kind of bombshell that changes everything. The internet was already buzzing with whispers about Sierra and young Jock. But when the news broke that a DNA test had been taken and the results were being revealed, things escalated. Beyond anyone's wildest imagination. It wasn't just another celebrity scandal. This was raw, real, and happening in real time. Sierra, known for her no-nonsense attitude and unshakable confidence, had clearly had enough of the speculation, the rumors, and the sideways comments from Jock's camp. What unfolded on that live stream was not just a clapback, it was a public explosion that had everyone's jaws on the floor. For weeks, Jock had been dropping subliminals online, hinting at questions about Sierra's loyalty and even tossing out the possibility that the child they'd been raising together might not be his. Fans had been divided, some taking Jock's side, claiming Sierra's past made the accusations believable, while others called out Jock for dragging personal matters into the public eye. But no one could have predicted that Sierra would turn the tables so brutally, especially in front of thousands of live viewers. The tension between them had been building for months, with quiet shade escalating into full-blown social media warfare. Jock had always been known for his messy antics and quick tongue. But this time, Sierra wasn't just going to defend herself. She was going to make sure the world knew the truth. Hours before the live went down, she had been posting cryptic messages on her story with lines like, "Tonight, y'all gonna see what real receipts look like, and don't play with me unless you're ready for the consequences." People assumed it was just Sierra venting again. But the reality was far more intense. When she went live, Sierra wasn't alone. She had the DNA test results in her hand, printed, sealed, and ready for everyone to witness. Her makeup was flawless, her hair laid to perfection, and her tone carried the kind of calm that made it clear she was about to unleash something heavy. Jock's name was already trending because he had gone live earlier in the day, mocking Sierra and claiming that he was done being played and that the truth was about to come out. Little did he know, Sierra had the truth. And it wasn't the truth he was expecting. She started the live show with a deep breath, telling her viewers that she had stayed silent for too long while people dragged her character. "I've been letting him talk," she said, looking straight into the camera. "But tonight, we are putting all this to bed." The comment section was moving so fast that you could barely read the messages. Fans were dropping popcorn emojis, screaming in all caps, and tagging friends to join before they missed the bombshell. Sierra didn't waste time with long explanations. She flipped open the envelope and started reading the results aloud. The room went dead silent, except for Sierra's voice echoing through speakers and phone screens everywhere. According to the test, the child in question was, without a doubt, young Jock's biological child. Not only did the results confirm paternity with 99.99% certainty, but the paperwork also included the date and the testing facility's seal, making it impossible for anyone to claim it was fake. The shockwave was instant. Comments exploded, with reactions, some cheering Sierra on, others demanding Jock join the live and face her directly. But Sierra wasn't done. After reading the results, she leaned forward, her tone turning sharp and deliberate. "You've been running your mouth, making me look crazy, making our child's life a circus. And for what? For clout? For likes? For some fake sympathy from people who don't even know you," she said, her voice rising. "You owe me, and you owe this baby, an apology." Jock, who must have been watching from somewhere, didn't immediately join the live show, but within minutes, his own page lit up with notifications. He was clearly scrambling to do damage control, but Sierra wasn't letting the narrative slip away this time. She kept talking, not just about the DNA results, but about the months of disrespect, the gaslighting, and the way Jock had been using their personal situation as entertainment for the internet. Then came the moment that made the live go viral. Sierra pulled out her phone and played a recording and audio clip that caught Jock on the phone with a friend, admitting he wasn't sure if the rumors he was spreading were even true. In the recording, Jock could be heard laughing and saying, "Man, you know how the blogs eat this stuff up? Ain't no harm in stirring the pot." The betrayal in Sierra's eyes was obvious, and she let the silence after the clip play out so viewers could take it in. This wasn't just a messy breakup. This was calculated slander. The internet reaction was immediate and merciless. Hashtags like #Sierra1 and #JOC lied started trending, and fans began flooding Jock's comments demanding an explanation. Sierra, meanwhile, sat back in her chair, almost smiling as she read off the most savage comments aloud. She even thanked a few viewers by name for their support, turning the live show into both a public courtroom and a victory lap. What made the whole scene even wilder was the fact that Jock still hadn't joined to defend himself. People were tagging him non-stop, daring him to face Sierra, but he stayed quiet, at least for the moment. That silence only made Sierra's words hit harder. "You thought you could embarrass me?" she asked, leaning closer to the camera. "The only person embarrassed right now is you." By the time Sierra ended the live show, it had racked up over 100,000 viewers and was being screen recorded by countless fans. Who knew the clips would be gold for gossip blogs? Within minutes, every major entertainment page had reposted the DNA reveal, the audio recording, and Sierra's now iconic line, "The only person embarrassed right now is you." It wasn't just a mic drop. It was a complete shutdown of Jock's months-long campaign to discredit her. But while Sierra was basking in her vindication, there was an unspoken tension lingering in the air. People were already wondering how Jock would respond, whether he would apologize or double down on his behavior. The drama wasn't over, it had just shifted. The power dynamic had changed completely, and Sierra was in full control. Yet with Jock's history, no one believed for a second that he'd take the L quietly. Behind the scenes, friends close to both of them claimed that Jock was furious, not just about being proven wrong, but about how public and humiliating the moment had been. They said he was already planning his next move, reaching out to certain bloggers and working on a statement that would frame him as the victim. True, that meant Sierra's victory might be short-lived, because if there's one thing young Jock knows how to do, it's keep a scandal alive. Still, for that one night, Sierra had the final word. The DNA test was undeniable proof, and the audio recording had exposed Jaku's motives. Fans rallied behind her, praising her for standing her ground and refusing to let him play with her name. Whether this was the end of their public feud or just another chapter in their ongoing war, one thing was certain: Sierra had made history in reality TV drama, and no one was going to forget it anytime soon. The moment Sierra's eyes met young Jock's on that chaotic Instagram live, you could feel the tension spike through the phone screen. The comments were flying in faster than anyone could read them. Fans dropping popcorn emojis, shocked faces, and fire symbols, as if they were watching the climax of a drama series. Sierra leaned forward, her tone cutting through the noise, like a blade. "Jock, you better tell them what you just found out before I do," she said, her voice trembling with a mix of fury and satisfaction. Jock shifted uncomfortably. his usual cool and playful demeanor replaced with a stiff, guarded expression. "Look, Sierra," he started, glancing down at his phone as if he could escape through it. "We ain't gotta do this here." But Sierra wasn't having it. "Nah, we're doing this right here, right now. Because you had the nerve to go on TV talking crazy about me, calling me a liar, saying I make things up for attention. And now you want to hide behind your little jokes when the truth is out?" The comment section exploded. People were asking what she was talking about. Others, already speculating. Jock's own fans started begging him to defend himself, while Sierra's supporters were screaming for her to spill everything. Then Sierra dropped the bomb. "The DNA test. Jock, tell them what the DNA test said." Jock froze. He knew once those words left her mouth, there was no going back. She didn't even give him a chance to respond before continuing. "That baby you swore up and down was yours. The one you dragged me over. The one you let your little crew clown me about. Ain't yours. And you knew that. And you knew that. For 2 days before coming on live acting like I'm the one with skeletons." Gasps lit up the chat. People typed in all caps, disbelief and amusement mixing together. "Nitrogen way." One comment read. Others said, "Oh my God, Sierra said what she said." Jock's jaw clenched. He tried to regain control of the narrative. First of all, he began, his voice lower now. "You are not going to sit here and act like you have moral authority. Yeah, I got the results, but you, Sierra," cut him off sharply. "But me, what? You keep trying to turn the conversation every time you get caught. You owe me an apology for dragging my name, and you owe the public the truth, since you were so loud when you thought the baby was yours." Jock ran a hand over his face, his frustration spilling through his voice. "Sierra, you don't even understand the position I'm in. I was trying to protect the baby, protect the mother, keep this off the internet. But you," she laughed bitterly, interrupting again, "protect the baby. Jock, please. The only thing you were protecting was your ego. You didn't want to admit you were out here claiming kids that ain't yours just to play Mr. Perfect for the cameras." The live viewers were eating up every word. Screenshots were already being shared on Twitter and TikTok. Captions like "Sierra just ended," "Jock on live," and "DNA tests don't lie." Some were calling Jock out for trying to dodge accountability, while others accused Sierra of being petty and vindictive for putting it all out. There in front of thousands, JOC finally snapped. "You really think this is a win for you, huh? You think making me look bad makes you look good? If you think folks gone, forget the stuff you've been doing just because I got caught slipping." His voice had risen, the calm veneer gone. Sierra, however, seemed almost relieved to have him riled up. "I don't need to look good, Jock. I just need the truth out there. I need people to see that you've been running your mouth about me while hiding your own mess. That's it." The chat was on fire, with some viewers typing Team Sierra and others writing Jock, "Just take the L, bro." One viewer wrote, "This live gone be in the shade room before it even ends." Jock looked like he was about to end the live, his finger hovering over the screen. But Sierra leaned in and delivered one last jab before he could hit the button. "And by the way, you might want to call your little side piece too. Because she's the one who told me about the test before you did. Next time, keep your inner circle tight, because clearly they like me more than they like you." Eyes widened, not at the accusation, but at the realization that someone in his camp had betrayed him. "Oh, it's like that," he muttered under his breath. Sierra smirked, satisfied that she'd gotten under his skin. Within minutes of Jock finally ending, the live clips of the exchange were all over social media. Bloggers and gossip pages were dissecting every word, slowing down the video to catch every facial expression, every muttered insult. One page posted a side-by-side screenshot of Jock's reaction to the DNA reveal and Sierra's triumphant smirk, captioned "The moment he knew she won." Another page started a poll. Who's messier, Sierra or Jock? Shock tried to get ahead of the narrative, posting a cryptic Instagram story that read, "Some things should be handled privately. Not everything for clout." But Sierra wasn't letting up. She posted a selfie with the caption, "Receipts over rumors." Every time, fans immediately took sides, turning the entire ordeal into a public spectacle that neither could easily back away from. Behind the scenes, Jock was blowing up Sierra's phone, demanding she take down the video. She ignored him. Instead, she sent him a text with a link to one of the gossip blogs covering their live, followed by a simple message. "You started it." Jock's frustration boiled over. He knew Sierra wasn't just doing this out of spite. She was sending a message. She wanted the world to know that she wasn't someone you could discredit without consequence. By the next day, Jock's name was trending. Memes of him looking defeated flooded Twitter. Someone edited a clip of Maury Povich saying, "You are not the father," and overlaid it on Jock's face from the live. Even celebrities were chiming in. One reality TV star tweeted, "If you don't want your business on live, stop starting drama on live." Another wrote, "Sierra's petty level is unmatched." For Sierra, the reaction was bittersweet. While she had gotten the satisfaction of exposing Jock, she also knew this drama would stick to her name for a while. Every interview, every appearance, someone would bring it up. But in her mind, it was worth it. She had defended her name and flipped the script on someone who thought he could control the narrative. Jock, on the other hand, was already trying to plot his comeback. He knew public opinion could shift quickly if he played his cards right. But deep down, he also knew that Sierra had struck a blow that would be hard to recover from. The truth was out, and no matter how he spun it, the image of him sitting speechless on that live would haunt him. The entire situation had escalated from petty jabs to a full-blown social media war, and it was clear neither side was backing down. Fans could only watch, refresh their feeds, and wait for the next move. Because in this game of receipts and reputations, the next post could change everything. The comment section was still blowing up from the live, with people replaying Sierra's every word when the real chaos began. Jock had gone quiet for a few hours, which for him was unusual. Everyone assumed he was regrouping, maybe talking to his legal team, maybe even prepping another public statement to twist the narrative back in his favor. But instead, reports started flooding in that he had been spotted storming into Sierra's salon unannounced, cameras in tow, as if this was another episode of Love and Hip Hop playing out in real life. Witnesses claimed he came in with that look, not just angry, but desperate. The kind of expression that tells you someone knows they're losing control of their own story. From the moment he stepped inside, the tension was thick. Sierra's staff instantly went on alert, some reaching for their phones to start recording. Jock started pacing, talking fast, throwing out accusations that Sierra was messing with his reputation and ruining his ability to provide for his kids by letting this DNA situation play out in public. But Sierra wasn't backing down. She came out from the back room, calm, but clearly ready to fight with her words. She reminded him that this wasn't about clout. This wasn't about revenge. This was about truth. And then Jock said something that made everyone's jaw drop. He claimed that Sierra had set him up to take the test when he wasn't mentally ready and that the results had been tampered with. That was the moment Sierra lost her cool. She stepped right up to him, looked him dead in the eye, and told him that no one tampered with anything. The results came straight from the lab. And the only person who had been dishonest here was him. She said if he wanted to talk about setups, maybe they should bring up the years she stood by him. While rumors swirled about other women and secret kids, the salon had turned into a live audience at that point. With phones capturing every second, Jock realized too late that this confrontation wasn't going in his favor. His voice got louder, but Sierra's words cut sharper. She brought up the woman who had originally contacted her about the child in question, how she had receipts of conversations Jock tried to keep hidden, and how the only reason the DNA test even became public was because Jock kept dodging the situation. Then Sierra dropped another bombshell. She hinted that Jock wasn't just hiding this one child, but that there might be another DNA situation in the works. The room went silent for a beat before people started gasping and whispering. Jock tried to dismiss it as lies, but his body language gave away more than he realized. Sierra didn't give him time to recover. She went straight for the truth, saying, "You can't play Father of the Year for Instagram and then disappear when it's time to handle business in real life." Outside of the salon, the internet was eating this up in real time. Clips from inside were already being uploaded to Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram with hashtags like #SierraExposesJOC and #DNA trending. Commentators and gossip blogs started piecing together timelines, and a few even claimed they had spoken to the mother of the child involved, and she had a lot more to say. By the evening, Jock had no choice but to respond again. He went live from his car looking visibly stressed but trying to hold it together. This time, he tried to paint himself as the victim of a calculated smear campaign, saying Sierra and her followers were trying to humiliate him for sport. He even claimed that the child's mother was only using him for money and clout. But the problem with Jock's version was that people had already seen too much. The DNA test wasn't just a rumor anymore. Sierra had shown the paperwork, and multiple sources confirmed its authenticity. Sierra, however, wasn't done. She went live again that same night, this time with the child's mother sitting right next to her. The two women shared how long this situation had been going on behind the scenes, how many times Jock had avoided accountability, and how the DNA test was the only way to get him to face reality. The mother spoke softly, but her words hit hard. She said she had never wanted things to get this public, but Jock's refusal to step up left her with no choice. The comment section went crazy. Some fans sided with Jock, accusing Sierra of being messy and dragging personal matters into the spotlight. But the majority were on Sierra's side, praising her for standing up and calling out the truth. And while Sierra maintained that this was about responsibility and not revenge, people couldn't ignore the fact that Jock's brand, image, and credibility had taken a huge hit. In the days following, Jock's endorsement deals started coming under review. A few companies quietly pulled back from partnerships, not wanting to get caught up in the controversy. Love and hip-hop producers were reportedly debating how much of this drama to air, knowing it would boost ratings but also risk damaging Jock's relationship with the audience permanently. Meanwhile, Sierra's following was growing, with more people praising her as unapologetically real and fearless. And just when people thought the dust was settling, Sierra posted a cryptic Instagram story with the caption, "Y'all ain't even ready for part 2. That single post reignited the fire, leaving fans wondering what else she could possibly reveal. Some speculated she had more DNA receipts. Others thought she might expose Jock's private messages or even other women who had reached out to her. Jock, on the other hand, stayed quiet, maybe regrouping again, maybe realizing that the more he spoke, the deeper the hole he dug for himself by the week's end. It was clear that this wasn't just a personal dispute anymore. It had become a full-blown public spectacle, the kind of messy, high-stakes drama that reality TV dreams are made of. And with Sierra hinting at even more truth bombs to come, everyone was watching, waiting for the next move in a battle that had already shocked everyone on live. And there you have it. The DNA test drama between Sierra and young Jock has left the internet in absolute chaos. Friendships are hanging by a thread, reputations are on the line, and the truth has never felt so dangerous. But trust me, this is just the beginning. Because when emotions run this high, secrets have a funny way of finding their way into the light. So stay locked in, because the next twist in this wild saga might just be the biggest one yet.